Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very different than anything I have ever filmed before. This is actually a project for one of my classes at school where we were given the assignment to pick a topic of our liking and do a research project of it. We could write an essay on it, we can do a presentation, but I decided to make a YouTube video for all of you because I have been obsessed with video essays a lot recently. So I decided to make one of my own. I'm really excited. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Today we are going to be talking about how social media has impacted celebrity culture and how it has made celebrities feel more tangible to everyday people.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Shut the fuck up.
How's it going, Kanye?
Don't say anything to me, man. Like, stop asking me questions. You out in front of my house at 4 a.m. talking about how's it going. It's not going good. Y'all here trying to take money out to make money off us. That's how it's going. It's 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. and you ask me how it's going. You know I don't want you to say nothing to me. You hear what I'm saying? Respect that.
That video of Kanye West is so funny to me, but it also helps to illustrate an important point that I'm going to talk about in this section of the video, which is how overstepping paparazzi can really be to celebrities. So the paparazzi is still around today, but they are not as relevant as they once were. For a long time, tabloids and the public only cared about story-based photos, so photos that implied things like, oh, is this person pregnant? Is this person cheating? Are these two people a couple? Those kinds of photos. But in the 2000s, a new type of photo rose to the top known as Just Like Us photos. These photos consisted of celebrities doing monotonous everyday activities, and these photos garnered photographers a lot of money. A paparazzo, Giles Harrison, told BuzzFeed News that he earned $10,000 for a snap of Ben Affleck buying books on poker, $20,000 for Britney Spears getting her nails done, and $10,000 for Faith Hill drinking a milkshake at Johnny Rockets. It's safe to say that paparazzi made a lot of money at this point in time. It actually was so intense within the tabloids that gossip magazines would actually pay to have photos not published in competitors' magazines. So people really wanted to get their hands on these photos of celebrities just doing everyday average people activities. And that's definitely a thing that you will see throughout this video. We really like and find it relatable when we see people just doing everyday, boring, normal activities. One of the most notorious paparazzi moments was in 2007 with Britney Spears. Many of you have probably heard quotes along the lines of, if Britney can survive 2007, I can survive today, or a whole paraphrasation of that. But what exactly happened to Britney in 2007? She went through a divorce, lost custody of her kids, and shaved her head during an emotional breakdown, in addition to an emergency response crew being called to her home while she clearly suffered a crisis, and yet the paparazzi still followed her. And on February 21st, 2007, the paparazzi would play audience to an infamous celebrity meltdown. Spears was sitting in a car and the paparazzi agreed not to hose her down a mob flash and shoot as she left the car, but one cameraman, Daniel Ramos, remembers telling her, maybe when you come back we can talk to you. This caused the singer to then exit the vehicle, green umbrella in hand, and attack the nearest vehicle to her, which just so happened to be Ramos's car. However, Britney Spears is not the only celebrity to experience this kind of harassment. Here is a clip of Paris Hilton talking about her experience with paparazzi on an episode of Hot Ones.
I was listening on your podcast, This is Paris, and you were talking about the days where you'd have 50 cars parked outside of your house at all hours of the night. Do you remember at what point that level of attention started to cross a line with you?
I remember one time I came home and there was paparazzi out there, and they're like, by the way, some guy was like looking through your trash, taking everything with him, and he's been doing this like a couple times, and it was just like creepy that someone was doing that. And then they would just ring my doorbell and pretend to be other people. And one time I walked in my house and my housekeeper at the time didn't know because the guy said he was my friend, and he was just sitting in my kitchen like waiting for me, which was really scary. And then them jumping over the gates, it was just very just like intrusive all the time.
Since they were earning so much money from these photos, paparazzi were incentivized to keep on taking these photos, even if it caused them to do dangerous and crazy things, like break into people's houses. Some lawmakers actually tried to put laws in place against the paparazzi. Some passed, some didn't, but an example of one that did pass was in 2012. Justin Bieber reportedly drove his Ferrari at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour to evade cops. In fact, this event led to the first prosecution in regards to a 2010 law that added harsh penalties of up to 6 months in jail and possible fines of $25,000 for any pop cited for driving recklessly in pursuit of a photo. It's crazy to me to think about how many boundaries these paparazzi break, especially when it comes to these people's homes. Like with the Paris Hilton and Kanye West examples. The Kanye West one is crazy to me because he's right, it is 4 a.m. What are these people doing at his house? Homes are private residencies. They're meant to be the places where these people can feel comfortable and safe, but it's breaking so many boundaries, and it's so crazy to me that the paparazzi think it's fine because this is how they make their money. So, another large way that people used to follow celebrities in the 2000s was through reality television. Think The Simple Life, The Hills, Laguna Beach. Reality television had a much earlier start actually, with shows like Candid Camera, Strike It Rich, and The Amateur Hour. However, in 1973, PBS premiered the show An American Family, which chronicled 7 months in the day-to-day lives of the William C. Loud family of Santa Barbara, California. The show was the first example of a documentary-like show that followed a family which is similar to shows like The Kardashians. The show was different than many of the sitcoms at the time, which tended to show perfect, unattainable families, and if there was conflict, it was usually solved by the end of the episode. Craig Gilbert, creator of An American Family, settled on the idea of using the medium of a normal family to explain the societal issues all Americans confronted in the early 1970s. During its 12-episode run, the series depicted marital tensions that led to divorce, an elder son's gay lifestyle, and the changing values of American families. Despite not lasting that long, it transformed the representation of family life on American TV and set the stage for many of the reality shows that are on television today. So, now we're gonna fast forward to the year 2000 with the premiere of the CBS show Survivor, which was the beginning of the first wave of full-blown reality TV as most use the term today. When it first premiered, Survivor garnered over 15.5 million viewers during its first episode and beat ABC's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the much coveted 18 to 34 and 18 to 49 demographics. The show only grew, having a total of 51 million viewers during its finale. The success of Survivor was actually a really good sign for CBS, since later that year in the summer they would be premiering another new reality show known as Big Brother. Both shows have actually still lasted into 2021. They're still around today, and they've been around for over 2 decades, which is crazy. What makes the rise of reality shows interesting is that instead of the already famous trading bring some intimate details, here we have intimacy that brings fame. These shows expose the private lives of many individuals for profit, and have caused the concepts of privacy and intimacy to be rewritten. To use the example of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, audiences watched Khloe cope with going into labor just days after finding out about Tristan's cheating scandal, in addition to watching the family celebrate the happier moments in their lives too, like all the births and weddings and graduations that have happened over the last decade the show has been on the air. This type of show offers a vulnerability that has since been replicated on social media. And actually, I would like to add a little, I've been watching the new Kardashian show on Hulu, and I did not realize when I originally wrote this part of the script a couple weeks ago. It was before I actually watched the new show on Hulu, which I believe is virtually just Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but on Hulu. They show a lot of their lives, and it really reminded me of like lifestyle videos on YouTube and vloggers on YouTube so much, but just with like a higher budget. So it's actually really similar to social media. According to the evolution of social media, how did it begin and where could it go next? Social media can be traced back to as early as the invention of the telegram in 1844, but we will not go back that far. The first social media website came around in 1997 and was called 6 Degrees and described itself as the most exclusive invite-only social network where you will meet amazing people based on your interest. It was followed by websites like Rise in 2001, Friendster in 2002, and LinkedIn in 2003. But in August of 2003, we would get one of the most famous early social media websites, MySpace. MySpace was a social media website that allowed users to create web profile pages that featured photographs, expressed their interests, and most importantly, linked to others' people's profiles. Many former users remember having to curate a top 8, which is where users could publicly choose and display in order their top 8 friends on the website. This was in addition to being able to customize their profile pages through HTML, choosing the perfect autoplay profile song, and having MySpace Tom as a user's first follower. People don't hear much about the website anymore, but there are still people that are relevant today on social media, such as Jeffree Star, who started on MySpace, and it's crazy to me that he started out on MySpace so long ago and is still a relatively relevant social media star. So, following the creation of MySpace, we got Facebook, which is one of the most used social media websites even today, with 2,910 million users as of January 2022. It was launched in 2004 and has since acquired Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus. As of 2021, Facebook has rebranded to Meta, which has a focus to bring the metaverse to life and help people connect, find communities, and grow businesses. However, that's not the focus of this video, so I'm just gonna move on from that. The growth and accessibility of social media has allowed many people to become celebrities, creating small communities around the photos and or videos that they post. From a marketing standpoint, consumers feel as they can relate more to a social media star who defines themselves as merely a normal person with a passion for fashion or beauty rather than someone of high status and wealth. This idea doesn't just stand true for marketing though, it is true as a general statement of the matter. Social media allows for a vulnerability that can't always be found in traditional media. When Hailey Bieber posted a video called Telling My Story on her YouTube channel, fans were able to hear directly from her about her recent health issues rather than reading it in a tabloid or newspaper. A comment by a user named Daisy stated, "I 100% support celebrities telling their own personal stories themselves and not allow media to distort and sell them. The control that creators have over their own media is what makes the content that they put out different to that of traditional media, especially when influencers are posting things about their everyday lives. That is what makes social media so unique, in my own personal opinion, when it's them putting out their own personalities and we get to see them as the normal people that they are, just going through their normal everyday lives. Examining how people follow celebrities, it can be difficult to avoid the idea of parasocial relationships. So, a parasocial relationship is a relationship that a person imagines having with another person whom they do not actually know, such as a celebrity or a fictional character. This type of relationship has always been a thing with celebrities, but it has become especially prevalent today with social media. Research first began on parasocial relationships actually in the 1950s, and the focus tended to be on relationships with newscasters since they were always on at people's homes every night. Eventually, researchers discovered that any type of celebrity or public figure could trigger this parasocial experience. With the growth of social media in recent years, Professor of Psychology at Wesley College, Tracy Gleason, suggested that this access to celebrities through social media shifts the imagined part of the relationship into reality. So, for example, when you interact with a celebrity, let's say on Twitter, there is a chance they can like your tweet or respond to your tweet or retweet whatever you say. There is always a chance on social media that a celebrity can interact with you. I literally just saw a TikTok today of someone being like, oh my gosh, Billie Eilish liked my TikTok. So there is always a chance, which has definitely changed our current relationship with parasocial relationships. I'm now going to take us back to 2008 with Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez's short little video blogs that they put up on Demi Lovato's YouTube channel. Their first video came out on January 29th, 2008, and is called Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez Vlog Number 1. I'm assuming this is the first one. I'm unsure if any videos have been deleted. All these videos are still currently up on Demi's YouTube channel if you want to go check them out. And in this first video, they mention quickly how they met as kids on the show Barney and Friends, and how Selena was currently on the show Wizards of Waverly Place, and that Demi was in the movie Camp Rock. And they also add that they're filming a movie in Puerto Rico, which I'm pretty sure was the movie Princess Protection Program. I looked it up. It was filmed in Puerto Rico. Such a good movie. You all should watch it. And another one of their videos was titled Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez Vlog Happy B-Day, which features Selena with Demi in the background wishing what can be assumed to be a viewer a happy birthday. This came out only when YouTube was about 3 years old and was like just a typical like happy birthday shout out, which we see all the time online, but now a platform has actually been created specifically to paid creators to make shout out videos and like happy birthday videos for people, called Cameo, which has changed the world of parasocial relationships even more. So Cameo is a website where everyday people can pay celebrities to make personalized videos for them. So there's celebrities that like Snoop Dogg, the Voros twins, and Brian Baumgartner. With social media, there is always a small chance that a celebrity will see a fan, but with Cameo, there is a guarantee that whoever you pay will see it and make a video for you. However, creators on the platform do have the option to reject a video request. Parasocial relationships are all around us, so the question must be asked, are parasocial relationships good or bad? There is no clear answer to this question. Like anything, parasocial relationships can go too far. Death threats, stalking, harassment, etc., etc. And they are no replacement to interacting with people in real life. However, these relationships also help fans feel less lonely. The communities created around these celebrities can also be a place for fans to find friendships. Something that needs to be kept in mind throughout all of this is boundaries. Like I mentioned earlier with the paparazzi, boundaries are so important in what is healthy and what is unhealthy, what is a good parasocial relationship and what can be considered a bad parasocial relationship. There is a difference between stalking someone on Instagram and stalking someone in real life. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It's taken me either 5 or 6 weeks to make. I've been working on it for quite a bit. My camera is going to tell me I have a minute left of recording soon, so I'm gonna just make this quick and say thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!